First off, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai. Yahweh being the true, proper name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly called God, and Yahushai being the true, proper name of who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which are the elders of Yasha Allah, the men that taught me this truth. Honors to you, Akim, that's teaching this truth in sincerity. Peace to the Akwaf, which are the sisters, and peace to the house of Israel that's scattered throughout all the nations, the believers, okay? Today we're going to go into why Rueben is not the top tribe. Why Rueben, which is the firstborn seed of Jacob, he's not the head over all Israel, okay? And we're going to get into the scriptures. This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. It says, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather the last days meaning the end times, the times when the prophecies are supposed to be coming to pass, the times where all the prophets spoke of, from Genesis all the way to Revelations. The times we live in present day, 2017. So it says, gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Rueben, thou art my firstborn. Like I said in the starting of the show, Rueben is the firstborn seed of Jacob. Okay? It says, my might and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. He's the beginning of his strength because he's the firstborn. And your firstborn gets all the genetics, so to speak. You know, they get all the good because that's your first seed that you have planted inside of a womb of a woman. Okay? So it says, in the beginning of thy strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. Unstable as water because the nature of the so-called Seminole Indians, all right, you are the tribe of Rueben today, your nature is unstable as waters, meaning you have a wild nature, a wild personality, okay, just like waters is uncontrollable, your personality or your nature is uncontrollable, okay? So it says, Rueben, says, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel. What does that mean? Because you was the firstborn son, in tradition, your firstborn son gets your birthright, gets your inheritance. He gets everything that belongs to you. Okay? But because of the act that the progenitor of Rueben did, you're not going to be the top tribe. You're not going to be the one that sits as the ruler or the head of Israel, or the top son of Israel. So it says, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. So Jacob know that his son Rueben, his firstborn son Rueben, laid with one of his women, one of Jacob's women. And because of that, you was bumped down on the list. You were no longer going to be a head of Israel or the top son of Israel. And we're going to get it. This is Genesis chapter 35, verse 22. And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in the land, that Rueben went and laid with Bela, his father's concubine. And Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob was 12. So Jacob knew that Rueben laid with one of his concubines, which shows you that even during the time of Genesis, which comes from the Hebrew word Ra'asheth, which means the headings or the beginnings, okay, that the law was always in effect. It wasn't written on stones, but it was oral. The law, statutes, commandments was oral. And they knew that a son couldn't lay with his father's woman, or his father couldn't lay with his son's woman. Now for the scoffers and slanderers and shit talkers, to the unbelievers, yes, certain acts did happen in Genesis, which is not according to the law. But when the law came into effect, all those acts was considered to be sin. But certain laws didn't apply in the time of Genesis. That's for edification's sake. So, because he slept with his father's concubine, he was no longer the top son of the nation of Israel. Okay, he was no longer known as the head son or the head tribe, even though he was born first. And this is the last scripture. This is 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verse 1. Now of the sons of Rueben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, going back to Genesis chapter 35, verse 22, it says, though he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the sons of Israel. Meaning, when Joseph is one of the sons of Israel, but Joseph had two sons. Going back to the book of Genesis, I don't remember the chapter offhand, but Joseph had two sons, Ephraim and when Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh is the oldest son, and because of what Reuben did, it says his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the sons of Israel. Okay, so because of what Reuben did, Manasseh and Ephraim was inherited into the sons of Jacob. Okay, he was allotted a portion of the blessings of Jacob. Okay, because of what Reuben did, Manasseh and Ephraim got put into the fold of the 12 patriarchs of Jacob. So it says he was given unto the sons of Joseph, the sons of Israel, and the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. So the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright because Reuben was born first. Okay, but because of the wicked, the transgression, because of the act that he committed, he was bumped down from first son. And then Manasseh and Ephraim was allotted a portion of the 12 sons of one of the sons of Jacob. So it says, for Judah prevailed above his brethren. Okay. It says, for Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph's. So I'm going to read it again. It says, for Judah prevailed above his brethren. Why? Because Judah, okay, what came out of Judah? David, okay? Boaz, Jesse, then David. And David became the king of all Israel, of all 12 tribes. So it says, for Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief, meaning the top class, the chief ruler, which was David. David became the head of all of Israel. But it says, but the birthright was Joseph's. Still saying that Manasseh and Ephraim was allotted a portion into the sons of Jacob. All right. But with that, hope you was edified, got some understanding why Reuben is not the top tribe. Okay. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shah, for putting the spirit upon me, for doing this lesson. Until next time, I say Shalom.